Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. This week we don't have just one teacher to lead us into our daily meditation, a whole host of different teachers, but for today specifically it's Jon Kabat-Zinn. Jon Kabat-Zinn's work on mindfulness has been really important, and that is where we pause today. Mindfulness and being present. Somebody, good morning. It's good to see you. Hello. There's a particular kind of exhaustion that has nothing to do with how much you've done today. It's the exhaustion of being mentally somewhere else, replaying a conversation that went wrong, rehearsing a future that hasn't arrived, or mourning a version of right now that never was. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most of us spend enormous energy trying to inhabit moments that simply don't exist. We become, in a sense, ghosts haunting our own lives. The trap is subtle. It doesn't announce itself. It disguises itself as productivity or wisdom, but there's a very important difference between thoughtfully reflecting on either the past or the future and being consumed by either of them. Charlene, good morning. It's good to see you. Hello. When we are consumed, we check out of the only moment where life actually happens. This very moment right here. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, the best way to capture moments is to pay attention. This is how we cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully awake. It means knowing what you are busy doing right now and being fully involved with what you're busy doing right now. Honey, a very good morning. It's so good to see so much of you. Hello. Are you able to let go of what you thought this moment should have been and accept what this moment calls for? Jon Kabat-Zinn says, mindfulness practice means that we commit fully in each moment to be present, inviting ourselves to interface with this moment in full awareness, with the intention to embody as best as we can an orientation of calmness, mindfulness, and equanimity right here and right now. Good morning, Danae. It's great to see you. Hello. Hope you're having an awesome morning. When I'm holding on to the thought of what this moment should have been, then I'm not in this moment. I'm trying to be in some other moment that doesn't exist. When I'm attached to the thought of what this moment should have been, then I am guaranteed not to see what this moment actually does make available. When I'm standing in front of and banging on a locked door, which I am convinced should have been open, then my attachment to that thought will prevent me from stepping back and taking a real look around to see that there are 100 more doors for me to knock on. What is the power of the present moment? Living in presence does not mean that I only sit and meditate, but it does mean that the more often I meditate, the easier it becomes to see with clarity what this moment asks me to step up and do. Today's meditation is called The Power of Now, and it'll give us some exercises to do, to practice and rehearse realizing when we're not being present and bringing ourselves back to the present moment again and again. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and we'll float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly as if there is a balloon in your belly, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine. Lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. Continue your full body breathing on your own time, becoming aware of every inhale and of every exhale. Breath has the ability to teach us what it means to be present. I can't actively take a breath yesterday, and I can't actively take a breath tomorrow. When I bring my attention to my breath in order to take a breath, I have to be right here, right now. With every exhale, deliberately soften. With every exhale, feel your body soften. And let the baggage that you've been carrying fall around your feet. Imagine dropping a cloak off your shoulders. Exhale, soften, and drop what you've been carrying. Is there anything that you need to fully let go of right now so that you can be present? With every exhale, let go past regret and fear and become more present. With every exhale, let go future anxiety and be here. Be right here, right now. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch and adjust and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Make the circles big and keep the movement slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. Lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you're here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for just a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Are you ready? Let's take a deep breath in and hold As you release, make it a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up your belly, as if there's a balloon in your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, I want to remind you our theme today is being present, the power of now. What has been your experience of being present? What has been your relationship with the present moment? Take your next big breath. the picture that we are often given of examples of being present often looks something like sitting and meditating on a mountaintop, or floating in a tranquil lake, or sitting with our eyes closed in a beautiful forest. Take a moment to entertain any of these pictures: the mountaintop, the forest, the lake. What picture comes to mind for you? Take your next big breath. Of course, taking a moment of reprieve for the mind every day is important, which is exactly what meditation is for. But sometimes our obstacle to being present is that we're trying to escape. The wish to be somewhere else. Like the idea of being on a mountaintop, floating in a lake, sitting in a forest. As much as that might be a useful mental image for a moment, the truth is that's not present. That's trying to be somewhere else. When is it that you try to be somewhere else? When does it happen that you try and escape? Take your next big breath. If you did find yourself on a mountaintop or on a lake or in a garden, then surrendering to that would indeed be presence. If I'm not there in one of those places, then trying to be there really is an escape, which is the opposite of being present. And again, I want to say this again, having a moment where in our mind we embrace sitting in a forest for a moment's meditation is not bad or wrong, but it's only really useful if it helps me be present when I open my eyes and deal with the life around me. We can use images such as these as a tool to bring energy of calm, the energy of peace into the cells of our body. But the goal is to bring that calm into our present moment, to help us deal with the reality of what this moment calls for. Take your next big breath. How often do you find yourself in a moment while desperately wishing to be somewhere else? What are your examples of finding yourself in a moment where you have this wish that you were anywhere but here? Take your next big breath. Let's choose to be present. I'll use some really simple examples, very, very simple examples that may make you wish you were somewhere else. And please replace these examples with your own if these don't work for you. Let's choose to be present. The first example is one that anyone can understand. Could become a situation that every cell in our body might want to run away from. A baby crying. Well, maybe not when the baby starts crying, but if it's day 3 of the baby still crying, almost non-stop, we could not blame anyone for wanting to run away. But we have more examples of this in our life. If using the baby crying example doesn't work for you, find another one. Because clearly when a baby is crying, we have to be there. Trying to be somewhere else doesn't serve either. Think about the baby crying for a moment. How would you feel in that situation? Would you feel like you desperately would like to be somewhere else? Take your next big breath. And paradoxically, it makes the present moment much easier to deal with if I'm not also wishing that I were somewhere else. If I can surrender to what needs to be done. Right now, there's a baby crying. I need to put down whatever other ideas I have. Anything else I think I might need to get around to will simply have to wait. If I can surrender to be here, choose to be here, and only have my attention be right here, then it becomes easier to deal with the baby crying. Choose to be here. Take your next big breath. here's another very simple example that might make you feel like you want to be anywhere else but here. Having a difficult conversation with a partner, having a difficult conversation with a friend or a colleague. You have experience of this, putting off the difficult conversation, wishing to be somewhere else. And having the difficult conversation doesn't disappear, it looms over you like a sword over your neck. Remind yourself of that feeling, putting it off, wishing to be somewhere else, but knowing that this difficult conversation is looming. Take your next big breath. Eckhart says, accept the present moment as if you had chosen it. And this is where our power lies. Our power lies in the choice. Instead of wishing to be somewhere else, how about choosing to have the conversation? Being willing to be in the conversation. As soon as we stop trying to be somewhere else, then having the conversation is not as bad as we might have thought. Can you choose? Choose to be in the moment. Choose to have the conversation that needs to be had. Take your next big breath. And then the simplest example of them all, but it applies to so many other things. It applies to everything, really. Thich Nhat Hanh used the phrase, wash the dishes, for washing the dishes. Capturing being present. Having your mind be engaged with the thing you're doing in the present moment. And not wishing to be somewhere else. Not trying to rush the dishes in order to get to the next thing, but being present. In the moment that your hands dip into the warm water, knowing that when this is done, you'll get to the next thing. The next thing won't go away. But instead of mentally being somewhere else, feel the warm water. Feel the dishes, the glasses, the utensils. Choose to be right there. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Actually, just one more big breath together. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back, or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. So much of people's exhaustion come from all the energy spent in the past, reliving old conversations, old experiences, trying to change or hoping for a change in a past that can't change. So much energy poured into the future, anxiety about the future, always ruminating about worst case scenarios about the future. Living in the past and living in the future does not cost zero energy. A lot of our energy goes into that. Is it any wonder that when we try and pay attention to what needs to get done, that we feel depleted, feel like we don't have any energy left? The most energy efficient way to live our lives is to be right here. Right now in this moment, paying attention to what this moment calls for, taking care of what this moment needs us to take care of. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, the best way to capture moments is to pay attention. This is how we cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully awake in this moment, knowing what you're busy doing right now. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, mindfulness practice means that we commit fully in each moment to be present, inviting ourselves to interface with this moment in full awareness, with the intention to embody as best as we can an orientation of calmness, of mindfulness and equanimity right here, right now. This is an invitation to notice. Notice the next time you arrive in a moment, but a part of you has a thought of what this moment should have been. This moment should have been different. And then all your energy goes to how it should have been different. When I'm holding on to the thought of what the moment should have been, then I'm not in this moment. I'm trying to be in some other moment that doesn't exist. When I'm attached to the thought of what this moment should have been, then I'm guaranteed to not see what this moment actually does make available. Being present is simply the most productive way to live our life. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for a moment to be reminded, to catch myself trying to live in a different moment than the one I'm in right now. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder that being present is a choice. Just like Eckhart said, accept the present moment as if you had chosen it. It is a choice. I choose to be here. I choose to not try and be somewhere else. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for getting better at this. Getting better at finding myself in uncomfortable moments and reminding myself that I choose to be in this uncomfortable moment. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that anything else is a waste of energy. If I need to have the difficult conversation and I'm trying to be somewhere else, all of my energy that's trying to be somewhere else is wasted. When I choose to have the difficult conversation, as hard as it might be, then I spend my energy in this moment where I can be effective. No more energy wasted. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being in this moment with us. Wishing you a beautiful day and being present from moment to moment today. Reminding yourself every time you're trying to live in some imaginary moment to be here. Deal with what this moment makes available. Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Honey. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Sunmarie. Is it Marisa? Thank you for popping in with us today. I hope you had a bit of time to sit down with us. See you all soon. Ciao, ciao.